The man knew his wife would jump off the building with their daughter in 5 minutes, but instead of stopping her, he casually strolled through the mall, waiting for the tragedy to unfold. Sure enough, within a minute, his mother-in-law called, crying hysterically, telling him his wife was about to jump from the rooftop. Yet the man remained unmoved. He even stood downstairs, watching as his wife plunged to her death. The reason he was so heartless was because he had been reborn. In his previous life, when he got the call from his mother-in-law, he rushed to the rooftop like a madman. But to his shock, the wife who once loved him deeply suddenly became a completely different person. In front of the crowd, she accused him of being a mentally ill abuser, claiming that because she couldn't give birth to a son, he would beat her every day, even trying to strangle their daughter. Before the man could react, his mother-in-law slapped him hard across the face. The onlookers were outraged. They pulled out their phones, eager to expose his so-called crimes. Furious, the man tried to ask why she was slandering him, but in the struggle, he was pushed off the building by his wife's family. His hatred was so overwhelming, he died with his eyes wide open, swearing that if he had another chance, he would make those three pay. Perhaps even God couldn't bear to watch his suffering, because the next second, he miraculously came back to life, reborn at the exact moment before his wife was about to jump. Right after, his mother-in-law called again, saying his wife was about to jump with their child, but this time, the man remained eerily calm. Instead of rushing over like before, he leisurely made a call, asking his men to investigate the woman's family. That was when he discovered the truth. His child was actually fathered by his brother-in-law, and they weren't even real siblings. They were professional marriage scammers. As soon as he died, his wife would inherit his fortune. Now that he had been given a second chance, he would make sure these two scumbags paid the price. On purpose, he delayed for an hour before arriving at the scene. The moment his mother-in-law saw him, she immediately started her act, falling to her knees, begging him desperately to save her daughter and granddaughter. But the man showed no concern for their lives at all. Instead, he turned and walked straight toward his wife. To make him look like an abusive husband, the woman immediately pretended to be terrified, backing away and pleading for mercy. But the man said nothing in response. Instead, he used his actions to answer her. The last thing she expected was to be slapped twice across the face. Confused and shaken, she couldn't understand why her husband had suddenly changed. Shouldn't he be sobbing on his knees right now, begging for her forgiveness like a dog? Why was he not following the script? Why was he hitting her instead? Little did she know, this man was no longer the weak husband she could manipulate. Determined to expose the truth, the man grabbed water to wash away the fake wounds on her arms. But the rescue team misunderstood his intentions, thinking he was abusing her again, and prepared to shoot him on the spot.